So I just got back from a quick overnighter, and we were out in the snow and it got pretty cold. I'm not sure on exact temps, but I have some winter rated stuff, some stuff that's not. And I'm kind of making this video not because this is the best system, or if you're going to go out and buy all these things independently to put it together, it's going to work great. For the amount of money, you could probably buy a better system. But the purpose of this video is to just show with a little bit of creativity. If you have some stuff, if you're smart about the gear that you have, you can most likely get in some cold winter camp trips and be fine. So unpacking, and some of the gear that we had got pretty damp and wet, so I'm letting some stuff out to dry. And I figured I'd throw together my sleep system really quick, kind of show everyone what that looks like. So for my ground cloth, I have reflective emergency tarp here. I believe it's, well, let me look at the back. Yeah, the Arcturus emergency survival all-purpose blanket, and that reflectiveness there seemed to definitely help. And then we come up over here, and I threw down, these are some thinner wool blankets, but I have two of them that I put down on top of it. And all this stuff is fairly cheap, so like I said, for the amount of money, you might be better off buying an actual system designed for winter camping. But if you're on a budget like myself and kind of nickel and dime your gear together, when you see a good deal, you gotta scoop it up and make it work. These Arcturus tarps, like $20. This wool blanket, I think I got for $50 a while ago. Maybe less, I'm not entirely sure. That seems about right, but I feel like I paid about that, but you can definitely find a better deal than that. And then the second one was given to me because it is tattered. It has had some better days, but it works still, so I don't have a problem using a torn up blanket. Now my sleeping pad is the Climate Static B. It is not insulated at all, and that's the reason for the wool blankets and the Arcturus emergency blanket. Then we come over to my sleeping bag, and what I have here is kind of a layered system with a shell, a mid and a base, like you would layer your clothing. A while ago I picked up a surplus military Arctic sleeping bag from a yard sale for $25, and it's a down bag, and everything I've read says it's extremely warm. I tried to use it in another winter camp trip earlier this year where it hit down to mid-teens and I was cold, so I haven't used it since. I think that the down is just kind of worn out in that bag, but it comes with this outer layer here. I honestly don't know that this is worth bringing, but I brought it anyway. I figured rather be safe than sorry. It's just a cotton over bag that has some buttons that run up, but yeah, I brought it. Just a little bit more insulation, another layer of dead air space to trap. And then for my main bag, I have a Recon 4. It's rated down to 14 degrees Fahrenheit. So this bag in itself is pretty warm, and I would recommend this bag to anybody. It condenses extremely small for what it is. Now, it's not 14 degrees Fahrenheit like it says, but that's most bags. They always overestimate what they're capable of. I'd say that this bag is probably warm down to mid-20s to 20s. From my experience with it, maybe even only down to about freezing, depending on the individual, but I'm happy with this bag down to about mid-20s. And then This bag is going to cost you a little bit more. It's still a cheaper bag for what it is. It's only about a $150 bag. And then come inside here, and this is a Wilderness Technology fleece sleeping bag liner, and it cost me $15, something like that. Very cheap. And one little annoyance I have about it, this drawstring, you have to crawl through the drawstring. And I know it's an easy fix, and I always say I'm going to do it, and then I forget until I'm camping. And then I hate it, and then I say I'll fix it when I get home, but I never do. But for the price of this, I really can't complain. And then I went a little overkill this weekend as far as sleepwear. I probably would have just been fine with the tarp, one of these wool blankets, and then my recon bag and this fleece liner. Probably would have been not just enough, but more than enough. But I wasn't entirely sure what I was getting into. I'd seen a couple different weather reports that varied, and I'd better safe than sorry. So I brought it all. And then I also slept in a fresh pair of wool socks. They are no longer fresh, but a fresh pair of wool socks. It's kind of like a athletic material, but polyester shirt. And then some fleece polyester pajama bottoms. And I stayed very warm. In fact, I was kind of worried about sweating too much in the night, but it was very comfortable. And like I said, the purpose of this video is just kind of show people none of this stuff is designed to keep you warm out in the temperatures I was in, but kind of think about what you have and how you can make it work. You don't need to go and acquire a bunch of stuff assuming you already have some things laying around. Just get a little creative. My dad has a saying, and it's bring what you got and run what you brought. And so that's kind of what this is here. So I just wanted to show everyone an option on just being a little creative with your sleep system and making the best of what you have.